Welcome back to Miss Eddie's Math Movies, where it's cute to be a square. Today's lesson is 9.2, Surface Area of Prisms and Cylinders. By the end of the lesson, you'll be able to find the surface area of a prism and of a cylinder. In order to find the surface area, you need to be able to identify the shape. So we need to make sure you know what a prism is. A prism is a polyhedron, so that means no curves, with two congruent parallel bases. And a perpendicular height between the bases. So we can have a rectangular prism, we can have a triangular prism, a hexagonal prism. I'll draw a rectangular prism for you. Or I'll do my best, I'll say. Here's my best attempt at a rectangular prism. Notice we've got two bases that are parallel and exactly the same, or supposed to be exactly the same. And the height, right, so here's a base, here's a base, and the height is perpendicular. It makes a right angle. It's straight up and down. A lateral face is a face that is not the base. So this face right here, that's a lateral face. It's in between the bases. Now we're going to find the surface area. The surface area is the sum of all the faces. Sum of all the areas of the faces. So we're going to add all of those areas together, and that's going to give us our total surface area. Lateral area is the sum of all the areas of the lateral faces. And a cylinder, if you remember, a cylinder has two circular, congruent, parallel bases. So this is a solid. It's not a polyhedron because it's not made up of straight polygons, with two congruent, parallel, circular bases. And it has a perpendicular height and a radius. So let's make sure that we can identify where all of those things are. So a cylinder has two circular bases. Right, the height is right here. It's straight up and down. It's making a right angle. Right, here's one base. Here's the other base. And the radius goes from the center of the circle to the edge. There's the radius. We've talked about radii before. Surface area of a prism. So if you want to find all of the faces, there's a couple ways we can do it. And one formula we learned is 2b plus ph. Because we've got two bases, and then we've got to get all the lateral faces, which is perimeter times the height. So we're going to write this out in words so you make sure you understand. S stands for surface area. So surface area equals 2 times big B stands for area of the base, which is this right here. Not just base, but area of the base. P stands for perimeter of the base. And then H stands for height. So that's what this S is surface area, big B is area of base, big P is perimeter of base, and H is height when it's sitting on that base. So let's see if we can use this. We're going to compare this method. So find the surface area of the rectangular prism. This is a lot like the activity that we did. So we're going to show you that there's two ways. You can either add up all the faces or you can use the formula. So here's method number 1, here's method number 2. You get to choose which you like the best. I think 2 is a little bit quicker, but it's totally up to you. So we want to find this surface area. We have to do the left and the right. Let's see, the left and the right are rectangles that are 8 by 5. All right, so that's 40. But we've got 2 of them, remember. Oh, I'm sorry, this is not method number, this all goes together. So we've got 40 and 40. We've got to do the front and the back. Let's look at the front and the back. The front and the back are 3 by 8. So that's 24 for the front, 24 for the back. And then we have to do the top and the bottom. Well, the bottom is a 3 by 5 rectangle. So that's 15 and 15, right? One for the top, one for the bottom. So the total surface area, let's add all this up. 40 and 40, 24 and 24, 15 and 15 is 158 inches squared. So there's one method. The other method, let's do that to the side. Here's method number 2, is using S equals 2B plus PH. So the area of the base. Well, the base is this rectangle right here. The area of that is 3 times 5, which is 15. And if you do the perimeter of the base, so all the way around, 3 plus 5 plus 3 plus 5, that's 16. And the height, when it's sitting on the base, it goes 8 inches into the air. So here is the other way to find the surface area. 2 times 15 plus 16 times 8. Wow, 158. So you get the exact same answer when you do it. So you get to pick, do you like to add up, find all the different parts, or do you like to follow the formula? Don't forget your units though. So I'm going to use method number 2 for this example. So I'm going to write, this is a prism, it's a triangular prism. So S equals 2B plus PH. So it's a triangular prism. That means my base is a triangle. So I'm going to color this triangle for us. So I have to follow my formula now. So 2 times big B. Big B stands for area of the base. So I'm looking for the area of the triangle. Do you remember for a triangle we have to do 1/2 base times height. So 1/2 of 3 times 4, which is 6. All right, so let's put 6 in here. Now I need to find big P, which stands for perimeter of the base. Remember the base is this triangle. 3 plus 4 plus 5. 3 plus 4 plus 5 is 12. Now I need to find the height. Well, you have to imagine it's sitting on this green triangle. If it's sitting on this green triangle, then it's going to go up 2 meters into the air. So we've got 12, 2 times 6 is 12, plus 24, 36 meters squared. So first we found big B by doing 1/2 base times height. The perimeter was 3 plus 4 plus 5, which was 12, and we said the height was 2. Then we plugged it all into our formula and got 36 meters squared. Find the surface area. All right, so this is your formula. Surface area equals 2B plus pH. I want you to write that formula each time and plug in those numbers. Do this now. Don't forget your units. Include units. Use this formula every time, and I'll pick the base for you. I want you to use, this is the base, this is the base, and that is the base. So please follow that formula. 2 times the area of the base plus perimeter times height. Now, we're going to do a cylinder. A cylinder is a lot like a prism. It's got 2 bases, so we're going to stick with 2B. But instead of perimeter, we don't call this perimeter. We call this circumference. So notice the formula is almost identical. 2B plus pH, 2B plus CH. The only difference is that we call it circumference instead of perimeter. And we multiply it by the height. So in this case, our base is always the same. Our base is always a circle, so we're always going to use r squared pi. Circumference, remember, is 2r pi. So let's practice this. So surface area is 2b plus ch. All right. Base. Area of the base. Our base is a circle. How do you find the area of a circle? Area of a circle is r squared pi. So 3 squared pi goes right here. Then we got to do circumference. Circumference is 2r pi. So 2 times 3, which is 6, times pi. So we'll say 6 pi. Now the height, if we're sitting on the base, what is our height? Our height is 4. So look, I found big B, I found circumference, and I found height. So now at this point you can put it all in your calculator if you want, or you can do it in your head. 3 squared is 9. 9 times 2 is 18. 6 times 4 is 24. So we have 18 pi plus 24 pi. If you want, you can put that in your calculator, or you can keep going. It's 42 pi. So if you don't have a fancy calculator, you can leave your answer like this, feet squared. Or you can put it in your calculator. 42 times pi is 131.9. So we'll say 132 feet squared. Right, you can leave your answer like this or like this. We're going to save example 4 for in class. We'll do that together. And then I want you just to do number 4 now. Remember your formula, surface area equals 2b plus ch. So use those formulas and fill that out. Don't forget your units. This is just like example 3. This is M cubed signing out.